Wow. This is like the only time I feel really bad about having to delete votes, because I've gone back and forth with how I handle Variety Night. There are people that have copied my format, or really asked me about the format and asked me if I could use the format, and I've said go right ahead, and they run it differently. And I've always felt it was the most fair to delete votes afterwards. The only time really I felt kind of bad about it, but I'm going to stick with the rules, and that's just the way it is. And I'm sorry if the game that you wanted didn't get in, but I do absolutely, completely, ridiculously appreciate the absolute absurd amount of support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And thank you for being here to witness such an amazing thing, beating Battletoads. Like, got it. Freaking got it. It's not about order. It's about, there's no order. It's just Dirge wins, and then whatever. Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna be doing a full review of Battletoads now. Whoever donated that 1222, you can put that on any game you want because the votes will reset. Same with Kamen Rider. I'm assuming you want to put that on Star Ocean. Let me clear the votes really quick. Dirge of Cerberus is the winner, so I will be clearing the votes now, and we'll be playing Dirge of Cerberus next. My hands are still shaking, by the way. I'm trying not to screw this up, but. All right, so we have, thank you for the bit, Kamen Rider, thank you very much. Thank you, Yoshi, for the 5 bits. And thank you, Yoshi, for another bit as well. Thank you. Thank you, Rangers, for the 10 bits. So Lunar 2, you got it. And thank you very much for the 1222 troll Rickroll. Why isn't my arrow key working? Oh, my hand is shaking so much I double clicked and I didn't even know it. My hand is a freaking feather in the wind right now. My hands, my body, everything is just a feather in the wind. I'm flipping, freaking whatever. Just, I can't even move my mic without it going, without, like, it just vibrating. It just, holy crap, guys, we beat Battletoads. Thank you, Blade-Astic, for the 110 bits.
Hold it right there.
Thank you, Cavill, for the 222 bits. Let me know where you want that to go on viewer choice list, by the way. We'll sort the sheet for you. Yeah. Every time you vote, whenever you vote and use a number, it automatically sorts it. So you sort it every time you vote and use the thing. Oh my god. Okay, well, unfortunately we have to play Sardines next. I mean, Dirge of Cerberus next. But hey, we beat freaking Battletoads, guys. Like, I can't believe, you can't imagine how freaking crazy happy I am right now. Now, I will say Dirge of Cerberus is a game we have played and beaten already during the Final Fantasy Fiesta, so this will be a replay, even though it's marked differently in the sheet, because when I originally put that up here, I hadn't beaten it. I hadn't beaten it. There's no way to deal with Yellow Cloud and just wait for it to get to the edge of the screen and then book it like hell upwards. Yeah, that's kind of 100% Dirge. I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna freaking play it. I'm not gonna do hard mode. I'm not gonna do any special kind of playthrough. I'm just gonna play the game like I normally would, like any other time I'm playing a game. I'm just playing it, you know. Yeah. So what is that, like 26 hours to beat that game? I can't believe we got it so quickly, guys. All right, rating system. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I'm still just crazy shaking. I'm gonna start the game and pause it because the bottom of the screen is annoying me. Alright. No, the day has definitely had a turn, Ari, and thank you, man, and have a good night, dude. Thank you, seriously. That is just like everything happening at once, man. Thank you, Chef, for the $12.22 donation. Congrats, BG. Seriously, thanks for all the last cringe and rage. The Battletoads, we loved watching you. Thank you. That was a vote to Legend of Mana. Thank you. Oh. All right. Here we go. How this rating system works. We rate on a scale of 5 is average, because 5 is average. That's all I'm going to say on that. If you don't know why, take a math course. Okay? Serious, thank you for the 111 bits. All 10s, you know, baby. Visuals are more than just how the game looks. It's also the animations, the aesthetic, how well it fits together, how impressive it is for the hardware, all that good stuff. Audio, same deal. Sound effects, you know, little nuances, audio, tracks, all that good stuff. Everything having to do with your ear holes. And gameplay is more than just, you know, how well the game plays in combat, but also how you move, the level design, a lot of that stuff goes into this. Story, same deal. Craftsmanship, this is more of a, like, how well built and structured is it? There's a lot of, like, really good game design concepts that are original in this game. Like the little aliens doing the fourth wall break, that's so cool. You know, they take your little life bars. Hi, kitty. Enjoyment is my own personal, subjective. Holy crap, man. Judicious Dragon with the $100 donation. You love Battletoads so much, you cleared it twice. Congrats on clearing it for something here. Clearing it for something decent with a vote for Ratchet 2. Thank you, Dragon 2. Thank you, man, for the $100 donation. Jesus, you guys, man, holy shit. I'm. Thank you. This is insane. I don't deserve this support. This is crazy. Thank you, guys. Even Jerk Kitty's being good right now. He's on my lap and he's not being a jerk. You wanted to hear the song again. Thank you. Right, let's get to the review. Is there other games you can check them? You can see all the games that we reviewed over time. There's a lot of them. This is actually game. This is game. Battletoads was game 50. Oh, how cool is that? Battletoads was game 50. A nice little milestone game, and it was a really hype game. That's awesome. Battletoads was, what a game 50 to have. That's a great game 50. My hands are still shaking, guys. I don't know what to do. Can someone give me the US release date for this game, please? Half of 100 games through viewer choice. What day of June though? Thank you, Slate Asher, for the 110 bits. Lunar 2 votes. Wait, not 93? Doesn't actually say specifically? Really? It's just June 1991? That's weird. No, I don't want a date, just June. It really wants to be. It says June 1st. Oh well, it automatically put in June 1st because it was a date thing anyway. So whatever, we'll just do June 1st, 1991. It's good enough. First off, I want to say the visuals in this game were super impressive. There was a lot of really cool stuff with how the game was designed. A lot of people were like, this looks like a Super Nintendo game, which is obviously crazy. It looks nothing like a Super Nintendo game, but still the fact that people can make that mistake shows that it was visually very pleasing. There was a lot of great visual design in the game as well. Like the snakes were very clearly, you know, platforms. The way like you were in the turbo tunnel when they were jumping platforms, they were blue, you know, or like in the air or whatever. The last level, yeah, the last level in particular with the like circling platform, that's crazy for NES. I have no idea how they did that, considering how like screen wraparound works and stuff. Like, I have no idea how they managed to do that. That is in seriously impressive stuff for the NES. I have no clue how they managed to make that that circular tower feel on a 2D game. It's honestly mind-boggling for NES. I have no idea. Like, I can usually kind of wrap my head around like how the idea is working, like screen wrapping. Like, I'm pretty sure the reason the Dark Queen didn't attack me whenever I jumped is because of screen wrapping. She would detect me closer to her right than her left, and she would try to go after me, and that's why she just bounced back and forth. And I saw that right away, and I was like, I can take advantage of this, and I did, of course, because why wouldn't you? And I'm. What? What's wrong with you? You are way too supportive, man. What the hell, dude? Arian, oh my god, man. Thank you for the 49 gift subs. Jeez, yeah, sleep sub gifting. Holy crap, man. Yeah, 469. Very nice, dude. Thank you for the 49 gift subs, man. Thank you, Azure, for the 150 bits. You guys, I don't know. My brain is just not prepared for this. Thank you. Jesus. Thank you very much for the support. I forget what I was talking about. Turbo Tunnel was really cool. Visually, like it had nice little, you know, warnings and stuff. What I really liked about this game was the special effects, like big ol' fist or big ol' boot, or you turn into a wrecking ball, and that was so unique and original. And no game has really ever done something like that since then. You know, you have Beautiful Joe, which is like kind of like a super comic book kind of thing like that, but not really. You know, this was very unique, and nothing has really done anything quite like it. And Emerald on Xenogears, she's made up of nano machines. It's not really like comic book. It's more like she just transforms, you know. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. This was so unique and so cool, and visually just really impressive all around. And I'm gonna give it a 9 on visuals. I think that's an easy 9. Same goes with the OST. The OST in this game was awesome. Every level felt really like it wasn't even just about like the tracks themselves. It was about like the audio design. You know, like for instance, the rat race, man. You are just like, it's just gonna go. You're just like, oh god, I gotta go. You know, like the final level had this like really sort of like intense feel to it. Yet you're still kind of nice and jamming at the same time. All the early levels have nice tracks and stuff. There's just, everything is very fitting. and it speeds up when it like gets more intense in the turbo tunnel and the flight thingy and everything. Everything is just really, really well done audio-wise. The sound effects for punching things feels impactful and cool. The pause screen. Most NES games don't even have a track on pause, and this one had that cool little. It's just cool. You know, I think this is another easy 9. Honestly, it's just really, 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 really well done. Oh, is it your phone notification? Nice. Gameplay. Okay, so I want to say this is an incredibly impressive gameplay, a very impressive game gameplay-wise for the NES, because generally speaking, hard games in the NES era were just bullshit all the way across the board. It was just like, you die, deal with it, the end. And it was just like, okay, cool, I guess I just have to memorize everything. And while the game definitely had part of that, it's still NES. That old design still kind of carries a lot of the game design in that era. It's still the way it is, but no game I have ever played this old has so much get good scrub ever. This is a game that says get good 90% of the way through. And yes, there's a little bit of BS here and there with the dashing, like not being very consistent. But I mean, you can kind of get around it by just not pressing the D-pad unless absolutely necessary, you know? And I felt like this was like Dark Souls before Dark Souls in a way, where Dark Souls just says get good, and there's still a little bit of unfairness in Dark Souls. This does the same thing, except a little bit more dated in design. It's still really, really well done. Most of it is skill-based. You're going to die. That's just the way it is. And this game definitely doesn't hold your hand at all. Yeah, bitch, I beat Battletoads twice. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. If people call me bad at video games, I'm just like, I beat Battletoads twice. In 20 hours worth of blind playthrough. Twice with no continues. That's true. That's true. I beat it twice with no continues. That is true. I did do that. I feel very good about myself, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's few things you can gloat about in games. That is one. That is definitely one. Beating Battletoads twice with no continues. I mean, yeah, there's speedrunners of the game and they do it every day, whatever. I mean, that they put in hundreds of, if not thousands of hours of practice. Like, anybody can do anything with practice, you know, but it's about doing it, you know. Some people just give up before they do, so, and I didn't. I beat it, and I feel really good about that. But yeah, there are flaws in the gameplay. There are points in the game where it expects you to play perfectly, or else you just die, you know. Yeah. And yes, Battletoads has very little RNG. It looks like it does in some sections, but it really doesn't. Exactly what Psycho Sheep says. There isn't really any RNG in Battletoads. Everything can be AI manipulated or like skilled out. And really, the only two problems that this game had gameplay-wise were blind jumps into spike pits where you had to die in order to know what you were doing, and random dashes and random not dashing when you put the inputs in correctly. Those were the only two things that really bugged me. The first one is kind of forgivable because NES is just kind of stupid like that. And the second one's kind of forgivable because NES is really hard. It's a really simple machine, you know. Having really tight inputs is not very easy to do. It's first grade of, you know, game development mentality and stuff, you know. Old hardware, it's just hard to, the technology just wasn't there, you know. So I get it. I totally get it, but it's still frustrating, and it still gave a lot of salt for that reason. But anyway, that being said, the gameplay was still excellent, and I'm gonna give it an 8 instead of a 9 just because of those two issues. Story. There's no story in this game. I'm sorry, Common Writer. Man, don't worry. I know how this works, man. People will be like, "Hey, I saw Star Ocean up there a whole bunch," and they'll start bringing it around. Especially since we just played Star Ocean on SNES. There's some love for that. We'll see it. We'll see it. There's a little story. The story is probably told in Nintendo Power. That doesn't make it any better. Even there is one. There's no story. The princess. This is Mario's. It's literally the same story as Mario. The princess has been kidnapped. Go rescue her. I mean, as far as NES is concerned, that's pretty average. But I mean, like, if you were to rate Mario's story compared to other NES games, you wouldn't really rate it very high. You know, I'm sorry, but your Toad is in another castle. You know, like it's okay. It wasn't really. It's not a game you play for story. You know, so I would give it a 4, but I'm actually gonna give it a 3 just because there is no story. You know. Honestly, the fact that they even had like a little cool intro and with a cruising car, their space car and everything, was actually kind of neat. And they definitely did stuff. They had this little dialogue in between, you know, some clever writing. That's why the story gets a 3, just because like there is still some dialogue that's really funny, you know. But I mean, there's no real story. The little like quips and little you know, battle jerks and stuff like that they say, oh, you battle jerks are gonna get it, whatever. It's funny. It's fun. But yeah, story, compelling, not really. Gameplay tells much of the story. It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah. So craftsmanship. This is another game that's really, really well built. It has a lot of really cool stuff, really unique level designs, really cool pacing. The game definitely ramps up in difficulty in a logical like direction. It's not just all over the place. But yeah, it's really well made. It's just a really, really well made game, and it's really structured well. I didn't really see any bugs or glitches all that much. The only thing that really brings the score down was the buggy movement, which I mean is almost expected in an NES game, you know, but I can't beat it 3 times, yeah. I only beat it twice, sorry. So I'm gonna give this a 7, just because of all the unique level designs, which is mostly a visuals gameplay thing, but yeah. I had fun with this game. I can't lie. I had some salt, but that was out of love. The salt that I had for this game was out of love. It was like this, I can't believe this game is doing this to me, but I love it and I just want to beat it. And I was so close, and I knew I was close. And then, sure enough, I had actually beaten the game and just died on the victory lap, man. Like, I was about to win the game, I was about to see the end, and then she still has hurt frames on the way up before she goes away. And that hurt. Hurt me deep, man. It hurt me deep. And everything from that point until the final run was frustration because of that. And I knew in my heart of hearts, that I had actually beaten the game, but I hadn't actually gotten to the ending. And so, like, it made it frustrating to play after that point. And that's probably where any of this, like, if you go in the VOD and watch my playthroughs of Battletoads, everything is fine up until that point. And then every run after that is just like me being frustrated. You know what I mean? Like, cause I knew, man, I knew it. And so, like, that's on me, you know? I mean, it's a kind of a little bit on the game as well, because like if you beat the boss, she shouldn't have any hurt frames anymore, but she did. Like, that's not cool. That's probably why craftsmanship also gets a 7 and not an 8, to be honest. But whatever. We got good. We did it again. We beat the game. We freaking beat Battletoads. I still really enjoyed it. Whew. Cool. There you go. There's our Battletoads review. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment on whether or not you agree or disagree with my rating. And if you're in Twitch, hi, we're going to continue on with Dirge Cerberus on the PlayStation 2. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, it's Bureau Clock and then Dirge. So YouTube, enjoy whatever else is out there. And Twitch, we're going to take a break.